All right, remember they're changing my voice. This is part two. This part is key. I kind of wish I would have ended part one with this section right here. I put this moral order thing right here because this is proof that back in August 31st, 2009, just like it says on several websites I've been to, that Horus is trying to restore the moral order. That's one of the differences. That's how we know the difference between Horus and Set. It's like the essence of the difference is Set is trying to make an order out of social norms and chaos and fake controlled opposition, fake opposition, an order from the military or police or from the state or from allowed martial art institutions or allowed religions and spiritual movements, liberal movements, conservative, libertarian, where Horus is trying to restore the actual divine order, the universal moral, pinpointed moral precision order, the Royal African Falcon top martial arts order, the focused moral intensity order, okay, the true order of righteousness and justice and heart and truth, right? The way, the truth, and the life, right? Okay, so they're okay. So we'll go back here. They have okay. So you have all these black people with these spiritual ideas coming, and then you have these white people with bad intentions starting to steal them. And now the ancient mystery schools are turning into secret societies, and now they have a white twist to them, and their knowledge is not being used to help mankind or to have a righteous king. The knowledge is being used to promote this secret society's will on earth, and they keep it from the people, and instead of giving it to the wise, they give it to the wicked people. So then, of course, okay, so what is happening here? They're keeping it from the true people of God, and they're giving it to wicked people, okay? And they twist it, right? They have sex cults, right? Secret, right? Secretion, secrete. Instead of talking about making love in the true order of God, which is the only way to make love, they twist it, right? And you have the LGBT twist, conservative twists, English twists, and royals and crest-wearing guys, and phallic symbols by the White House and in Europe, and it's Notre Dame, and so on and so forth. Okay, we see the complete, disgusting, filthy, satanic twists of these things that God despises. No decent bloodline would ever be a part of. No decent person would ever be a part of. Okay. Just a disgusting, horrible twist. Okay? Now, you say, well, where was the proof of the moral order? Okay, so I said their knowledge is being used, their knowledge is keyword, not being used to help mankind or to have a righteous king. Here you have me saying, or to have a righteous king, back in 2009. Okay, in Proverbs 16:10, it says, a divine verdict is on the lips of a king, a true king. His mouth must not err in judgment. He must not give a false judgment, right? Christian Standard Bible. Okay, you say, in the New International Version, New Living Translation says something like, the king speaks as an oracle, but that's what it's getting at. Not a pagan oracle, as someone who speaks on behalf of God. Okay, Proverbs 16:11, I believe, it talks about, that God uses true scales, not false scales. And Proverbs 16:12, that I quote very often, says the throne is established through righteousness. New Living Translation, justice. Okay? So they're not doing God justice. They're not using justice. Okay? They're not using the knowledge, their knowledge of history, their knowledge of whatever, feeble knowledge they have of martial arts, their knowledge of closed societies, right? Martial arts societies are closed martial arts societies. They didn't teach everyone every move, kind of thing. They're not using the knowledge of these things, right? Of governance, of science that they learned from Egypt, okay, to have a righteous king or to help mankind, right? There's 600,000 plus homeless people in America. 170,000 of them are in California alone. Okay, 1 in 4 little girls is molested before the age of 18, sexually molested, right? Raped and otherwise. Okay. 50% divorce rate. They're not using, there's all kinds of problems. 9 million people starve to death every year and die of hunger-related issues. 3 million of them children. They're not using their knowledge and their power, their worldly power, whatever power they have, to help people. Okay, and to have a righteous king, which is a moral order, right? A righteous king, right? An order, a moral order. The knowledge is used to promote the secret society's will. It's an immoral, it's a profane order that they promote and insist on. Okay, and they talk about national security and law and order. What order? The law of the land, right? Satan is the god of the world, right? The flesh and the land are connected, right? The flesh means nothing. The spirit means everything, is what the Bible says. Okay? So here you have definitive proof how it started. Illuminati part one, right? The illuminates of Ra, Ra meaning evil in Hebrew, right? They're talking about illusion, illusion, stillness, still, ill, mentally ill-gotten gains, illusion. The ill-gotten gain, bootlicking cowards, okay? The Illuminati, right? Ill, mentally ill, you, Min, the deity of the patron of chemists, we get chemistry and so on and so forth. Min at I, at who? You know, God revealed himself to Moses, I am who I am. So they superimpose themselves, right? Set and seat. Asar, a set and Heru, right? The seat, the alpha seat that they're occupying, right, unfairly, but they're not truly sitting on the throne. As I said in 2015, I said, you know, I deserve my rightful place, the top martial artist throne, and I accept it in the heavens, and in the heavens it is known. I hit him with the chrome to their twisted devil dome. That was 2015, and it was subtly and subconsciously alluding to the part where I said the white twist, right? So, you know, the white man's twist is quite simple and deadly. We'll get to that. Okay. Let's go to the next section now. All right. Then, of course, Alexander the Great, or Alexander the Greek, after he laid in the sarcophagus in Egypt, he ends up dying in Babylon. Okay, that's where he died, right? Alexander the Great, right? These Greek societies in college and these Freemasons and so on and so forth, all their talk of Orpheus's mysteries and all the mysteries of Dionysus and so on and so forth. Okay, Alexander, one of the most important Greek figures in history, okay, according to mainstream history, according to the Western scale, okay, he died in fucking Babylon. And he laid in a sarcophagus in Egypt for 3 days and 3 nights. And he dies in Babylon. Okay? And you see, I've done quite a bit of research by the time I made my first video, 2009. I've been talking about stuff related to this for quite some time. I really got into it a couple years before making this video, especially earlier in 2009, as I was quitting alcohol and drinking a lot of coffee. Okay? Trying to quit alcohol. That's one tactic I use. You should write that down. It might help you, help keep people get off alcohol or something, because, you know, it's an addictive substance that's less harmful, that, you know, that's easier to quit. So I kind of weaned myself off of coffee after that, and voila. All right. And of course, I was years and years sober, and then I went back to drinking briefly because I was targeted, and I've been sober again for quite some time. All right. Where are we here? Okay. All their great generals and stuff from the old times were in mystery schools, and they learned these types of things from the black Africans. Now you also have to realize that there is a lot of intermixing with ideas that people all throughout history are doing, trading with each other and observing each other and exchanging ideas, sometimes flat out stealing ideas, but sometimes it's just friendly exchange. So there was a level of friendly exchange, but now with these deeper, profound spiritual knowledge, this is what I'm saying at the time, there is no friendly exchange. There is white people going in there conquering for a while, forcing people to reveal their secrets, take their secrets that they came up with, and these Illuminati types I'm talking about, you know, I put on the Illuminati exercise of that. Excuse me, they put that in the transcript. That's not what was said. Okay, I must have said societies or something, or mystery schools or something. Okay, these Illuminati types, one way or another, that I'm talking about, they have done this, and they are the ones we have around us to this day. Okay, now we look at Nero and you know, Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar, Vespasian, Trajan. Okay, we look at these Roman emperors. They were, you know, full of nonsense, right? They were like, I'm a Roman Caesar and I'm important, and they're dressed a certain way, and they're doing the various mysteries of the cults who had power during their reign, and the cults and the corporations, right? Corpus, you know, the word corporation from corpus, and the first mention of corporation was in 500 AD or so. Okay, so there's corporations, guilds, cults, senators, groups of conspirators who often killed important Roman people, including Caesars, and stole power. Okay, this is what they do, right? They're petty and cruel and thieving, just like the Greco-Roman gods with a little g, right? Just like Zeus and Hera. Okay, Zeus, king rape, Hera, queen petty, and on and on. Dionysus, a young Zeus, Mars rapes Rhea. Okay, Hephaestus rapes Athena. Just Greco-Roman, petty, cruel, horrible people who, instead of trying to make their families great, they're trying to channel these demon deities from the Greco-Roman system that in their own Bible were persecuting, you know, their followers were persecuting, you know, the apostles and disciples and so on and so forth. So they were saying things like quote unquote. They were saying that Diana of the Ephesians was great and so on and so forth. And Artemis, I believe Artemis is her Greek form and so on and so forth. Okay, so where are we? Why they're persecuting Paul and them. All right, in their story. Okay, so I went over that. The profound knowledge. Okay. I went over that. Okay, so we're running out of time here. I want to finish the rest of this, so let's just shoot through this. Bavaria in 1776 on May 1st by Adam Weishaupt. Okay, but I'll get into that on my next video because I'm running short on time on this one. Well, what we see is the astrology. It comes from Africa. The pyramids lined up with those 3 stars on Orion's belt. Later on, they said that was debunked. Okay, but a lot of people are saying it during the time. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just going to assume it's not true. So I'm going to say, it's a minor mistake that doesn't change the overall arguments here. You see that this comes from Africa, and that these ideas of astrology and telling stories based on the stars come from Africa. And you see that this is other ideas getting stolen as it migrates to the East, the Middle East, the Far East, into Europe, etc. And then Western culture is nothing but stolen ideas from ancient African culture, right, from ancient African culture with a white man's twist, and that the white man's twist can be quite sinful and deadly at many times. Now, I do not consider myself a racist. Again, it's right there. I said it from the start. I made it clear. I said I do not consider myself a racist. While people were arguing about the race of the ancient Egyptians, I was saying, hey, these guys are mixed, like Ethiopians, are mixed. There's the people that conquered them were mixing. We'll get to that. So I do not consider myself a racist, but I consider myself as somebody who points out the facts, and these are the facts that these people have stolen these ideas, okay? Even look at the idea that the Freemason itself means sons of light, right? Brothers of light, frère mason, right? Freemason, right? Sons of light, the children of light, the family of light, right? And which light is it? Lucifer, right? Who are the people of the light? Well, the Egyptians, the people who are the light, who became dark because the light shone down on them. Because light shines on them so much. Okay, excuse me. So the Illuminati, the light bearers, and Adam Weishaupt admitted that the term referred to Lucifer in secret, but in public he would say that it simply means the intellectual ones, right? The enlightened ones. But in secret he says that we are the light, that they are the light bearers of Lucifer, and he made that known to the secret groups. And you also see people exposing that. They found documents from Russians during the time of Stalin and later, where you see Illuminati stamps being used, kind of pyramid stamps, all-seeing eye. And they talk about subversive methods of controlling the world. They talk about infiltrating other governments and things of that nature. So we'll get into that in my next video. All right, and it talks about Alexander the Great going far into Asia, right, India, and they have cults of Dionysus there, and probably to this day. And a lot of the reason why Alexander the Great is more celebrated than, say, groups of the Mongols, even though they had a bigger empire, bigger continuous empire, because these are white guys, okay? And the main reason they're getting credit for it, ideas that they have stolen from the Egyptians, it is quite sad that white people stoop so low to steal ideas and not give credit to the rightful person, and then they turn around, make it such great importance in their colleges, etc., that people put their sources, right, and their references in the back of their book. Well, the original plagiarism has been done by you, Mr. White Man, and we are still waiting for your apology. That's how I ended it, okay, in 2009 again. So I emphasized that I'm not racist. These are the facts. I'm part black, part white. It was made during a time of very intense YouTube debates, which I think have really, really died down by now, over the race of the Egyptians, okay? And those black people saying they're black and they're only black and nothing but black. And there's white people saying they're white and they're only white and nothing but white. And I was saying, look, there's Libyan dynasties according to some scholars. Okay, and I believe that when I look at the depictions, some of these guys are depicted as white. Say there's various groups of people. Ancient Egypt was like America, right? There's various groups of people there. The original people were black, but as time goes on, they're mixing together, okay? And they're raping each other, they're having sex with each other, they're enslaving each other. There's all kinds of mixing going on. And by the time we get to the modern day, Egypt, the land of Egypt, like the rest of the planet, has been thoroughly defiled by profane rape cult activity that is very uncivilized, very inhuman, very indecent. It shows the unprincipled and indecorous indecorous nature of the people who are governing society and people who are foolish enough to be governed by them and to do what they say. Thank you.